can share the screen, or shall I? Yeah, I will share the screen now, and we can start.
Good stuff. Welcome, everybody. And you got a bit of the behind the scenes view in there. We'd like you to see how things go in the PIC. So we're going to start this preliminary round number 2 for PIC 19. Beautiful mountain view, but let's actually go through a couple of logistics for you, and then we'll get things moving with the first innovator today. So the rules are, as you know, 3 minutes, 3 slides, 3 dragons. It's our pleasure this year to have 3 fantastic dragons, and they are, next slide, that's what you have to do. So we have Salvo from Airbnb, we have Celine from Canva, and Olga, consultant in the industry, lots of experience. Welcome, dragons. There they are there. What we'll ask you to do is mute whichever one is doing until we cue you up to join the stage as an innovator. You'll then be able to move your slides forward by saying next slide and have your 3 minutes, and then you'll take one question from the dragons, or one of the dragons. Keep an eye out for me, because I will guide you on time. So 10 seconds left, and then stop. So please try and follow that as much as you can. And look, if you don't get it all done, don't worry. Just take the question, and maybe you can cover a little bit of what you didn't cover. But keep your answers brief if you can. And that's pretty much it. Marina, are we ready for the second preliminary round?
Yes, we are ready, and we have a couple of super exciting innovations to hear about today. In fact, 8. So that's a nice number. And we are going to start with Alex Bitt from Codemod, who's going to talk about how to fix the development bottleneck in localization, something we all dream about. Alex, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. I'm co-founder of Codemod, and today I'm excited to introduce you to our technology evolved from what we built at Meta to fix the developer bottlenecks for localization and beyond. Next, please. Localization managers know the problem. Everything depends on scarce engineering resources. Too often, localization managers are brought in very late at the process, right at the end. And at that point, it's kind of late to fix the issues that are hiding in the code. That's one of the major reasons that projects get delayed, and localization managers lack visibility into the team readiness for translation. There are inconsistent formatting and placeholder across different teams. And if there is any TMS migration going on, that drags on forever. And these are some of the challenges that require a reliance on engineers and technical team to resolve. Next, please. But what if localization managers had the insights that they could have a seat at the table from day one? Imagine dashboards that could show a readiness score, so you know if the product is translation ready, or a launch day estimator that flags risks to the timeline, or maybe some dashboards to show non-standard translation keys used by different teams, and TMS migration tracker, and many more. Next, please. So that's exactly what Codemod delivers. AI-powered intelligence platform that draws insights directly from the code base. With the help of bots that we call Codemods, widely known as Codemods. It's an open source technology that can detect hard-coded strings, anti-pattern placeholders, anything that developers can usually grok into the code base. These bots can do it for you think of Codemod as like some AI developers that you can have access on demand to answer your questions. If you play the video, you will see how our bots can detect hard-coded strings in the code base. Once these hard-coded strings are detected, we can visualize it in customizable dashboards so engineering leaders, localization leaders can answer the question. That's how we fix the developer bottlenecks in code base for localization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. You brought me back a number of years there. I was thinking, hey, you're saving time for engineers. That means we could have played more Doom at lunchtime, right?
That's still right.
Good stuff. Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
All
Well
right.
done. Let's take a question. Olga, do you have a question?
Yeah, and I have a question to help Alex out a bit because he ran out of time. I mean, I think that this is a leap forward in cracking development bottlenecks, and I like it a lot. Thank you. It has tangible impact. So, what are your projected success KPIs based on your client success studies and your experience?
That's a great question. We saved enterprise customers, a French-based company that saved months of engineering time for their localization project. We did it 2x faster with 1/5 of the resources. So collectively, 10x faster and cheaper to handle localization readiness projects for them. Because our bots do not just provide the intelligence, they also actually transform the code base so they can fix a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So in short, faster time to market, reduce risk, and less engineering resource, less dependence on engineering. That's what we do.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Olga. That's really fascinating. Now let's move on to the next participant in the preliminaries, and this is Andreas Ljungström from XTM International, who's going to talk about LLM-driven diagnostic quality estimation with intelligent score. Andreas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning or good afternoon. I'm Andreas from XTM. At XTM, we're the first to make quality estimation not just a score, but a diagnostic map that shows you where issues are, why they matter, and how to fix them. That's what sets intelligent score apart. Next slide, please. Today's quality estimation feels like going to the doctor and being told you're 20% sick. QE tools hand you a score, but no diagnosis. That leaves linguists guessing, projects slowing, costs climbing, reviews repeating. What localization teams need isn't another number. It's quality signals that tell them what to fix and how to move faster. And that's exactly what's missing today. Next slide and play video, please. Now, imagine going back to that doctor. This time, they're on a full diagnostic. They show you exactly where the problem is, why it's happening, and how to fix it. That's the leap we bring to localization with intelligent score. Multiple AI models work together to deliver reliable, bias-resistant scores. And here's the breakthrough. Every score comes with actionable diagnostics. Errors are broken down into standardized categories according to the MQM model. You don't just get a vague score, you get a clear editing roadmap. And it scales. Bulk scoring gives a full quality overview in one pass. And because it's integrated into XTM Cloud, intelligent score doesn't just score, it routes, it gates, and accelerates reviews automatically. It's fast, it's clear, and it turns quality estimation from a black box into a trusted guide. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. And here's why this matters. In localization, every delay is wasted time, wasted money, and a wasted opportunity. With intelligent score, quality estimation becomes an upstream quality gate. It doesn't just flag what to review, it drives efficiency across the entire workflow, and the results, up to 81% cost savings. One customer found the output from intelligent score 90% production ready, and the remaining 10% faster to fix. It's validated in customer pilots and real-world data. That's not just an improvement, it's a transformation. Next slide. Intelligence score is more than a metric. We're transforming quality estimation from a number you ignore to a signal you trust. That's intelligence score, diagnostics that deliver impact.
Andreas, nice job. Great to see you on the stage again. 20% sick, huh? You just reminded me about my own doctor prescribed me some anti-gloating cream. I'm very happy about it, obviously, and I just can't wait to rub it in.
Ah, good
Thanks
one.
for the fake laugh. Yeah. So no more dad jokes. Salvo, can you save us with a question?
Yes, absolutely. This is very interesting. Can you tell us, is this applicable to any buyer's MT, or is there some conditions on the MT that you are evaluating? And can this be applied to HT as well?
Sorry, the last part was?
HT, to the human translation. Is this only for machine translation or also for human translation? And then which MTs
Okay, I'll start with the last part.
Yeah.
I'll start with the last part. So today it works on any content pre-translated and scored via the LLMs.
LLMs.
So we have, yes, so it's LLM based. We have on the roadmap to extend it to mixed and hybrid content types. So we're expanding quickly in this area. And yes, it can be used on any content type, but we use a mix of LLMs on the back end for the pre-translation phase and the scoring.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Salvo. Thank you, Andreas. Thanks. Now let's move on to the third participants today. And this is Catalina Barbat from RWS, who is going to show us chat-driven localization in Visual Studio Code with MCP server and Trados integration. Sounds very complicated. So Catalina, tell us what this is about.
Hello, I'm Catalina Barbat from RWS. Today, I'll show you how we've put localization into developers' flow with chat-driven localization in Visual Studio Code powered by Trados. Our idea is simple, translate what you create. Next slide, please. Software speaks code, we know. Users speaks languages. If you don't localize, users are left behind. But here is the reality. Developers don't like to switch tools. Engineering wants to stay in their IDE, in their editor, not jump between systems. Right now, some agents like GitHub Copilot or Cursor already have the possibility to translate with LLMs while they code. But this is not enough for production quality. Real software localization needs translation memories, terminologies, quality checks. Without them, translation may be fast, but is not consistent or brand accurate. Fixing them later, yes, it's possible, but it takes time and effort. That is where our solution comes in. Next slide, please. With chat-driven localization in Visual Studio Code, the developer just asks in chat, and Trados runs the entire workflow in the background. It creates projects, applies resources, prepares translations to go directly into the code. We'll just see in some moments how the localized field files are generated. And now, when the French and German files appear, there is another huge benefit. The English source strings have been reviewed and cleaned up as part of our process. So what comes back isn't just translation, it's based on the clearer, more consistent source text that's easier to work with. On top of that, Trados applies terminology, translation memories, quality checks. So what the developers get here inside Visual Studio Code is not only fast, but it's production ready. Next slide, please. With this innovation, we cut delays, we reduce effort, and we deliver consistent translations from the very beginning. It bridges developers' needs, speed, simplicity, with localization needs, quality and accuracy. So localization is not an afterthought. With Trados and Visual Studio Code, localization happens at the creation, not after. That's the future we are building. And the next slide is, thank you. I was Catalina Barbat. You have 10 minutes. Question, please.
Nice job. Nice job, Catalina.
you.
Great on time, by the way. Let's take a question. Celine?
Yes, thank you, Catalina. That's really impressive. I'd like to ask, is it something that you already have in production and you've tested it? And the other question added to it is, are you able to add visual context in there as well?
Yeah, so the first question, if you're in production, we are only in beta test. We will go into production in about 1 month. And if we have visual elements, I think you are referring to some context, because UI strings are actually displayed in the software. That's on our roadmap. We have the generative translation that will take into account such context, the pictures that have already displayed the UI strings on the software, which is very powerful, this context indeed.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you. Very useful indeed.
Thank
Will
you.
make lots of developers happy. Thank you, Catalina. Now let's move on to David Meikle from BloxWeaver, who will talk about AI-powered glossary agents and how we can do autonomous terminology management from statistical algorithms to contextual intelligence. David, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm David Meikle, the founder of BloxWeaver, and really excited to talk to you today about our AI-powered glossary agent. When we were first thinking about what agent to build with our new agent framework, this was the one that came to mind. So super excited to talk a bit more about it. Next slide, please. So as I'm sure everyone on this call knows this well, but a well-managed terminology or glossary is a kind of key asset for translation and content creation. Yet many organizations still struggle with that process. They either don't have them, they're not happy with them, or struggle to maintain them on an ongoing basis. In 2015, I presented at a Taos Innovation Contest about this very topic. And at the time, we'd built Term Finder at Lingo24 and to really try and build relevant term bases using statistical approaches that we could work on and coach. And fast forward to 2025 with BloxWeaver, a decade on, you still see the same challenge persist today, and clients are still onboarding with limited assets despite having lots of content to draw upon. Next slide, please. So as I said, when we were building our agent framework, it was the first one that came to mind. We tried to take a agentic rethink, and instead of using statistical analysis, we built an agent that kind of follows the mental model of a content professional doing similar work. We kind of given the agent access to the core platform so it can review and analyze existing content and projects, conduct research using the translation memory, maybe a concordance search, or tap into other term bases. It can score and prioritize terminology based on usage and context, or really trying to find terms that are maybe used differently quite frequently across different content sets and surface them up. We've given it access to the internet to research terms from approved sources and really build definitions from specific industry resources you have. And then we run that in a continuous mode to kind of continually enrich the terminology and really then tap into that process. So a terminologist or a subject matter expert can get involved in that process. Next slide, please. So yeah, we've effectively moved from what terms appear frequently to what terms matter for that context and that organization. And the agent really tries not to just extract terms, but really understand its contextual relevance. And the results really transformed the process. We've moved the heavy lifting from humans to the AI, so reviewers can really focus on what matters to them, the curation of terms, and have that kind of extraction, research, and prioritization take place on their behalf and really cut the time to managing the glossary. We've hooked it into our glossary management tooling and really gives a nice, easy place for someone to go work on that, try and get that to an approved state, either approving, rejecting terms, or adding alternatives that would be better used. And as soon as they've done that, it's in our platform. So really, that was all we wanted to talk about today, how we've taken that contextual agent to streamline that process.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, David. Well presented. Olga, do we have a question?
Yes, thanks. I think it addresses typical terminology pains and also the heavy mental legwork that is typical of glossy creation. And I like contextual, and I like orchestration, and I like adaptive, I mean, as features of this innovation. How does it go about ranking the resources, the approved content resources, in order to make the choices that this supersedes that, if you understand?
Yeah, in the prioritization side of things, what it's really trying to do is find terms that are ambiguous or things that maybe need a decision from someone curating it. So really what it's trying to do is prioritize terms that are different. So maybe we see the same source term being translated differently across different target texts. We're trying to surface them up so you can make some choices, whether it's actually we should be using this and these are deviations, or actually this is fine, these are different domains, different contexts, and we want to approve them. So the prioritization side of things is really trying to score the risk, the things that need to have an eye on them, as opposed to deciding what to go. It will try and populate as much as it can in the context and try and pre-populate information so you can make that decision yourself and guide the output, if that makes sense.
Okay, scoring. Short answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, David. Now let's move on. We have a person who is coming back to the PIC. We have Dylan, who was a finalist a few PICs ago. So Dylan, welcome back and tell me what's new with AcudocX.
Thank you. It's great to be here today. Very exciting. Hi, my name is Dylan Hartmann. I am a certified Thai into English translator and the co-founder of AcudocX. Next slide, please. Certified translations are essential for immigration, licensing, and legal processes. As a translator, I never liked translating birth certificates because they're slow, unprofitable, and weighed down by manual steps. For LSPs, a typical request can take days, requiring multiple project manager handoffs, quotes from vendors, and endless back and forth with customers. It's inefficient for agencies, unprofitable for translators, and deeply frustrating for clients who just need their documents translated and certified quickly. Next slide, please. At AcudocX, we've built an automated workflow with an integrated community of certified translators. The key innovation today is the use of Claude Sonnet 4, and here's how it works. When a client uploads their document, Claude pre-fills their data. The client simply reviews and confirms those fields, and the translator steps in to review, verify, and certify. What used to take days now happens in minutes. This automation is compliance-ready, secure, and translator-friendly. We've kept human certification at the heart of the process, but we've reduced the need for project managers and removed unnecessary delays. Next slide, please. Let's watch this short clip. The client clicks a Get Started link on your website. They choose the source language, choose the certification type, and whether they want to do it themselves or have a translator to do it for them. They then select the template type. They can upload or take a photo of their document. Claude then pre-fills the translation fields right on their device. The client reviews the translations. They can make some quick edits if necessary, and then press Done. After payment, a certified translator immediately claims the job, verifies the accuracy, and stamps it as official. What you're seeing is a process that used to take hours. It's now compressed into less than a minute on the client's side. AcudocX translators spend their time on what matters, ensuring accuracy and certification, while clients experience speed and affordability. Last slide, please. AcudocX transforms certified translation from a slow manual service into a fast, scalable platform. By combining AI prefill with human certification, we've created a win-win-win. Clients get instant, affordable translations, translators can earn more by spending less time on admin, and governments, agencies, departments, and universities all gain reliable, human-verified, compliance-ready documents. This is certified translation redesigned for AI. Thank you. I don't think we got to the last slide then. No worries. Thank you.
you're ahead of yourself. You're good on time as well. Good to see you in the PIC again, Dylan. Let's find a question for you. Salvo.
Dylan, great to have you back. So quick question. So compliance varies by country. So what type of coverage do you have across countries? And is there any unique IP that you have so that people cannot copy this?
Well, let's start with the compliance. So it is a very touchy subject for each country. So we have designed it from perspective of Australia. My background is a NATI, the National Accreditation Authority for Australia, a certified translator there. So we built it to comply with Australia first. Coming into the United States, we've had to adjust the process involved to ensure US CIS compliance. And we're now in the design phase for compliance with Canada and the UK. Going into other countries, we're going to have in-depth conversations and planning strategy to ensure that we are compliant with other countries as well. Because it's not only certification, it's sworn translators in various provinces or countries that each have their own different way. But by designing it from a translator's approach, allowing translators to do the same amount of work, but in a fraction of the time, translators love us. Regarding the IP, we have a full stack of software and processes that we would call our IP, along with our branding as well.
Awesome. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Salvo. Now let's move on. We have more RWS. We have Ionela Donisa talking about inline translation preview for subject matter experts. Ionela, the floor is yours.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm here today to introduce you an innovation that redefines how subject matter experts meets localization. Next slide, please. With knowledge growing so fast, how can we keep high quality translations without slowing down the process? You may know Trados platform for its complexity and flexibility, but today I want to talk about simplicity and how Trados can be a powerful solution for professionals like lawyers, engineers, doctors, or pharmacists who are not particularly familiar with complex localization tools. Traditionally, we rely on translators, but often we include subject matter experts to validate the content, because no matter how skilled the translators are, they cannot have deep expertise in every domain, whether it's legal or medical content. On the other hand, SMEs have been translating without being formally educated as translators, and they find localization tools difficult to use and complex. Our solution is a simplified workflow where SMEs, and not only casual translator, customer reviewers also, can review and refine translations without complexity. Next slide, please. So imagine this: a lawyer or a pharmacist will receive his task or in his or her inbox, and following a link, will open the translated document in a platform and a view similar with Microsoft Word, an environment they are extremely familiar with. Here, they can navigate through the document, see the content, and apply the correction inline. What you can see there was a mini inline editor where you can apply the translation and see exactly what it is translated. We expose here only the essential features for a reviewer. We have auto-propagation, find and replace, revisions, and smart review for highlighting potential problematic segments. Next slide, please. This feature enables SMEs to make correction on top of generative AI translations, but also encourage collaboration by teaming up linguistic specialists with experts without being limited by their familiarity with the localization tool. This unblocks new consulting opportunities for clients maybe outside of the localization paradigm. We in Trados, we are helping not just translating text, but sharing knowledge globally. That was me. Thank you.
Ionela, very well done. You still time, by the way, so maybe that'll be filled by a question. So really nice
Yeah.
job. Let's take a question from Celine.
Thanks, Ionela. Really nice job indeed. I was wondering, how do you track the changes of the SMEs, and how is this collaboration really happening in the arbitration process? Could you tell us a bit more about that?
How the collaboration is now happening.
Yes, so
Sorry.
you showed how the SME is making the edits, and then I assume it goes back to the translator and somebody has to make the final decision.
So usually SMEs will validate and will complete the translation task, but also indeed we can have a customer reviewer or somebody from the customer that would want to have the last word to approve the translation. But indeed, being in the SME will just complete the task that he receives, and then this will go next in the workflow how it is configured depending how the customer wanted to be the expert, the last piece in the chain, or to be, I don't know, another reviewer or another translator. So this is configurable.
And so you have the possibility of saving it to translation memory.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
this is actually done automatically. So we next time
Okay.
when this translation will be done in the right way, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Very nice question and a very nice answer. Thank you, Ionela. And now let's continue with RWS. And we have Maria Miron from RWS talking about generative translation for abbreviated store tags and receipts. Maria, welcome to
Thank
stage.
you. Thank you. I'm Maria Miron from RWS. I will start my presentation saying that this innovation was born from a real need. We had a customer from a bilingual country that came to us with this exact problem. They need receipts in 2 languages. If we can go to the next slide. Thank you. And I want you to imagine this. We have little Sophie in Montreal. She's 6 years old and she wants a Lego creator. That's abbreviated as CRTR. Well, her mom is in the toy store alone and she gets a receipt at the end with Lego Crater. Well, of course, mom is confused. As a parent, you don't want to go home with the wrong Lego. What's the reality here is that Canadian retailers must provide bilingual receipts, and we all know that manual translation are expensive. Our breakthrough here is that we teach the LLM to think first like a retail expert and then to translate. And our solution on the next slide, please. I will explain how GT, this is a task in the Trados workflow and how this works. Well, we will start with this messy input information. Like in this example, we have DNN straw as input, meaning Danone strawberry flavor. Well, we incorporate the context. We have the context. DNN comes from Danone, and we have this information from the customer. On top of this, if exists, we will apply also a specific terminology. Our GT task will construct the perfect prompt. We'll add also some customer-specific instructions related to brand names, abbreviations, and so on. We will pack all this information and we will send it to an LLM. LLM will understand, well, this is a food context, so it will deliver back a flawless French translation. In this case, we will receive the DNN phrase and not pale as a strawberry for drinking. Well, there is one word and a completely different customer experience. And as an output, we will have high quality translations. In the last slide, I've added some information. I will not go into detail. If you can go to the next slide, please. What I can say that we see huge cost reduction. We have some estimates based on market rates, up to 90% cost reduction, and of course, faster turnaround with the translations. And thank you. That was all from my side.
Great job, Maria. I was just about to put the sign up there. So that's just the ticket, they might say, that type of innovation. And you know, did Sophie get the right choice? Yeah, really nice and visual.
So.
Good job. Sorry for the pun. Let's see if we have a question for you. I'm not sorry, obviously. Olga, do you have a question?
Yeah. When I used to be a translator in another life, I had a recurrent nightmare in relation to abbreviations. So I wish I had had something like this back then. Have you handled any multimodal content pipelines with this? I mean, or is it just text?
It's just text now. Yeah, but we have this task with generative translation, which is evolving, and we have a lot of things on our roadmap to include also pictures and other context information that will be very useful.
Yeah, I'm thinking about product catalogs here, just to give the context to my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Olga. This is so fascinating. I catch myself, I forget to move the slides because I get so engulfed in the content of the innovations. Amazing stories, amazing ideas. Thank you. Now let's switch continents and we're going all the way to Africa. And our next and last participant for today is Sheriff Issaka from African Languages Lab. And he's going to talk about Mansa LLM, which is a unified AI model for African language translation. Sheriff, welcome to the stage.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Dragons, for saving the best for last. My name is Sharif. I lead the effort at the African Languages Lab. My internet isn't the greatest right now, so please forgive me if I'm breaking up. I'm very excited to share with you innovation here, which is called Mansa LLM, which is really trying to bridge the gap for language divide for African languages through AI. Next slide, please. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with some of these statistics in different shapes or forms. But in general, just Africa has a ton of languages, believed to be about 2,000 of them. And if you think about it, statistically, over 88% of African languages are critically or largely ignored by technologies, right? That's a big problem. Now, these figures you're seeing on the screen are slightly outdated, so please bear with me. But about a year and a half or 2 years ago, these were the numbers we were seeing if you're looking for translation engines, for instance. And a lot of these would claim to have them, but once you actually tried using them, it was garbage, right? So we've been working on this problem for over 5 years now, and I'm very excited to share one of the big innovations that has come out of this. Next slide, please. If you could play the video, that'd be great. Thank you. So this is Mansa LLM, a unified AI model that is currently engineered for 20 African languages. So when you're thinking about Mansa LLM, I want you to think of Lara, I want you to think of Google Translate, but really poised for African languages. We're delivering high quality context-aware translations it's an LLM translation, so it's able to take in the context in which the translations are being done. You can sort of play around with the quality, and it's really, at the end of the day, meant to augment human translators, give them a tool that has been largely unavailable to them in the African context. And this model is built on Africa's largest multimodal data set. And I can give you a number that we have over 20 billion tokens that went into training these LLMs. So it's a huge effort that has been going on for a while now. Next slide, please. Okay, so overall, right now, our initial tests are showing that we're able to gain about 80% translation accuracy. And we've started doing some actual real-life testing and getting great feedback. This is the only solution built by Africans for Africans. It's really meant to fast-track the translation process, super, super cheap. It's meant to deliver diverse solutions and help preserve culture along the way. Our vision really is to extend to 40 languages by the end of the year, include multimodality. It's currently mostly text, but we all know there's value in speech and images, and that's something we're working towards currently. Really, we're trying to help amplify linguistic diversity, help knowledge access, and enhance the whole localization process for African languages. So thank you very much.
Great stuff. Great seeing you on the stage again, Sharif. Nice to see you again at the PIC.
Absolutely.
Salvo, do you have a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Remarkable work. This is something we have to have in the industry. So one of the problems you're facing, as you highlighted, is there's not much data. So can you give us a little bit more info and details on how you are collecting or producing more data so that the LLM is more precise and accurate?
Right, that's a really good question. And I'll do my best to tell you as much as possible. Else we tell you everything we'd have to, you know. So what I would say is we do different approaches with data collection. The biggest one is, and the way we started this is using open source data. So tap into what already exists. But very, very quickly, you realize that this isn't enough. So we've done a lot of work collecting our own data. That's one. Another thing we've been doing is we've been working with a lot of LSPs directly. And through different ways, we're able to be in data sharing agreements with them, obviously in compliance with all the good regulations and whatnot, and make that happen. We've been experimenting with synthetic data, so we're able to generate our own data to make it work. So really, we're using a whole full different approaches to really get to something that's scalable, practical, and is able to solve the solutions. We're always aiming for a minimum 80 to 85% accuracy on our test sets before we put anything out in the world.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm
Thank you.
speechless. Really fascinating work, Sharif. Thank you for
I
doing
did, so you
that.
saved the best for last.
Yes. Yeah, everything was the best, I would say. But yeah, that was a very strong 3Cubed session, Dave. What do you think? Amazing.
Yeah, it flew by. You know, hopefully innovators, you felt it flew by and got it out, but everyone did a great job. Wow, well done, everybody. Dragons, you have it tough. We always say it, and we told you, all three of you this time, you're going to have it tough, but you're probably seeing that now. So yeah, where to next, Marina? Well,
Next.
why are we all here?
We are going to Monterey.
I was going to sing the song about the way to San Jose, but it doesn't work anymore because it's Monterey, so I need a new song. But we're going to Monterey, and 6 of our innovators will have a chance to pitch at the PIC final on day 1 of LocWorld in Monterey. So the Dragons have a tough job, I've said that. They're the folks who are going to review carefully, and you saw from their questions, they've already done some homework, which is fantastic. They'll be reviewing what they see and making their decision. So again, thank you, innovators. Thank you, Dragons, once again. We'll have our final preliminary round tomorrow, same time. So thank you all, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.